national championship. Katie and Kavan are looking forward to a shot at going back-to-back. The fans are fired up and the buzz is building in OKC. Mia is feeling it too, trying to bring Jerry's World to the biggest stage. It's time to pursue those childhood dreams and make them real. Can Nyjah make hers come true in her fourth and final try? Gonna have to go through the champs to get it. They want to hoist more hardware. The bright lights are calling. It's time for the greatest show on dirt. Texas is finally bringing the championship home to Austin.
All eyes are on them. So is the pressure.
We love it. We thrive in it. It's where we play our best.
Perfect. This is what they want.
A night that's reminded you why she's become such an icon.
I'm just trying to soak in every moment.
The brightest lights.
Tegan Kavan is that girl.
It's all of us, the fans. We want to put on a show, fight from within.
The highest stakes. This is the stage that they fought for together.
This entire season, we've taken the hard route.
Not shying away from the moment, but going right at it.
All eyes are on us. Nobody else matters.
Makes me emotional talking about it because just having that feeling of someone believing in you is just one of the best things ever.
This is the Women's College World Series Championship.
For the first time in 22 years, it's a finals rematch. Texas beat Tech a year ago, and then they started this season together, preseason co-number ones. They end the season together. It's game one, best of three for the title. Both teams had to sweep semifinal doubleheaders to get here, and for Texas, 4 elimination victories here in Oklahoma City to get back to the finals for the 4th time in 5 years. It's 2 in a row for Texas Tech in the Champ Series, winners of 3 elimination games over the weekend to keep their hopes alive. Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Beth Mowens alongside our Olympic gold medalist Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, our Hall of Fame reporter Holly Rowe down on the field. We can't tell you if there's going to be a football game or not between these two in the fall, but we can tell you we've got softball. It's for the Natty, and it will be star-studded.
Beth, we get a rematch of the national championship last year, and this is a Texas team that looked a lot like the team that won it all last year, but Texas Tech, they got a lot better, added more transfers, added more offense.
Yeah, we have All-American arms in the circle. We have bats that bash out of the park. We are going to have an exciting series. This is going to be outstanding.
And we've also got some breaking news. Nyjah Kennedy, who probably is the biggest face and the biggest name in the game, does not get the start tonight. So a bit of a change here for Tech.
Yeah, but the big reason why Nyjah Kennedy is so fresh is because they've had Caitlin Terry. And this is why Texas Tech is even better. Caitlin Terry, how about 24 wins on the season, a 1.80 ERA. This ain't a bad number 2 to put in here. And why Tech is also here, Terry can swing the bat with a lot more transfers that they've added to a power lineup. Panel, Williams, Burns, big name schools, they left them to come to Texas Tech, breaking every offensive record possible to get to this point.
That's the story for Texas Tech. For Texas, Michelle, no surprises there. They've got the reigning MVP of this World Series, and they're going to go with her out of the gate.
Tegan Kavan, when you think about Texas pitching, it is Tegan Kavan, and she has been outstanding in Oklahoma City. She's got a great drop ball at the bottom part of the zone, explosive at the top. It's her experience. She has been a stalwart in the circle for the Horns, but it's Katie Stewart who can get it done offensively for the Horns. 30 home runs, and then the Giant awakens. Reese Atwood with her first home run on Monday, having an epic year. Opportunity for that senior to go out with a national championship.
Who's going to win it? Is it the arms or is it the bats? Both programs, new school records for team and individual home runs hit in a single season. It's time to go. The defending champs are resilient and relentless, winning 6 elimination games en route to the finals. staying calm and cool. The Red Raiders are rowdy and raucous, surviving 4 elimination games to chase a first championship. We know the trophy's heading to Texas, destination to be determined. It's the 2026 NCAA Softball World Series presented by Capital One. The sold-out Devon Park getting set for Game 1, best of 3, and we send it down to our Hall of Famer, Holly Rowe.
Well, when Texas Tech assembled this all-star roster, it was with one goal in mind, national championship or bust. But they have faced a lot of adversity this season, and Jerry Glasgow told us this team hasn't really found their footing until the last 30 days. It all started right here on this field with their backs against the wall with Arizona State. They lost the Big 12 championship game. That adversity fueled them in their postseason run. Coming back from an 8-run deficit, backs against the wall again. Super regionals, tension built, 3 elimination games here on this field at the World Series. Players told us we have gone from a team to true sisters. This team is like glue. Everything we've been through has built the chemistry. They are playing their best softball right now. And Jerry Glasgow literally just told me everything we've built in the last year and a half was for this moment tonight, and I believe we're ready.
In his second season, he has transformed this program and turned them immediately into a national championship contender. The starting lineups are brought to you by Capital One, and the top 3 in the batting order have been lights out. 5 home runs, 26 runs batted in, and 29 runs scored, and it all starts with Mia Williams. New school records: homers, ribbies, and runs scored. And they will face Tegan Cavan, the junior out of West Des Moines, Iowa. 3-1 in this World Series. And making her 12th World Series start, Michelle. The previous 9 of those have been 0 or 1 run allowed.
Yeah, Beth, when you look at performances in the World Series, Cavan right up there in the history, the best in that circle.
Won games 1 and 3 of last year's championship series over the Red Raiders, but this is a whole new lineup she faces. And it starts with Williams, the junior from Windermere, Florida. Has homered a couple of times here in Oklahoma City, once against UCLA, and the walk-off in the semifinals against Alabama on Monday. Both teams had the day off yesterday to prep after long days and nights through the semifinals. They both came out of the losers bracket. Cavan just missed away at 70 miles an hour, 2-2.
All 4 pitches have been away, either on the plate or off the plate outside.
coming off a World Series career high 10 strikeouts in the semifinal game 2 to advance, and her first showdown with an All-American goes to a full count. And gets Williams one down.
Tegan Kavan, with all that experience in the circle, has the ability to move the ball through the zone, the rise ball at the top, the drop at the bottom, but she's also very good at mixing speeds, upper 70s to 60 miles an hour on the slow stuff. And look at the way she will chase you. That is a picture frame. She is painting the perfect performance, working on the edges.
Next up is Maya Davis.
She worked on the edges on that last strikeout of Mia Williams. Very aggressive hitter. And now Maya Davis, the senior who's been with Jerry Glasgow all 4 of her years.
2 at Louisiana, 2 in Lubbock. Broke her own school record with her 100th hit of the season here at the World Series. And now over 300 for her career. That is the most of any active player in the country. Knocks that one deep. Back it goes. And Maya Davis, a first inning home run over the left field fence for Texas Tech. Of the season, makes it 1-0.
Maya Davis, we talk about her being the hits leader, but a beautiful job with the top hand there. She's got a split grip, so her hands are split, so the top hand is able to get through, and on top of this rise ball away, drives it out to left field.
And then the next batter, Lauren Allred, hit by a pitch. The 8th home run of the Women's College World Series for Texas Tech. And they jump on Kavan quickly.
Well, she knew it immediately when she released that pitch.
Are they changing this to a foul ball? And does Jerry want a challenge? Coaches get 2 challenges per game. If you win it, you keep it.
The ruling on the field is a foul ball. This is a Texas Tech challenge. The previous play is under further review.
Mike Burwell, Megan Raymond, Marty Abazishan, and Brett Higgins in blue tonight.
Yeah, it's a hit by pitch. And I think Jerry's frustrated. He doesn't want to have to use, he was trying to get the other umpires to weigh in. Does it get the knob?
It looks like it may have hit the very knob tip right there. I think that's a foul ball. I think that's a great call.
That front look looks like just the hand, but you're right from the side.
Right there.
Yep.
And also, it looks like the ball accelerates off the bat.
After review, the ruling of a foul ball is confirmed. The count is 0-1. This is Texas Tech's first challenge of the game. They have 1 remaining.
Confirmed means they did see visual evidence of the ball hitting the knob of the bat. So Lauren Allred will come back to the plate, the junior from Texarkana. And grounds that one to good on the grass at second and makes the play. And then it's dropped.
Now the umpires.
But they're going to say she held it long enough to record the out.
And actually, I think might have hit Allred running by her.
So you can see the catch and then a little bit of a collision.
Yeah, you see the arm knocked it out of the glove afterwards. I mean, it looked unintentional. So now with 2 down, here's Jackie Liss. Jackie 424 with 21 home runs. 8 different players on this team have double-digit home runs. And the school record is up to 144 this year with Davis's solo shot here in the first to open up the scoring. And the tradition here, find the folks, get them the home run ball. Looking for Sheila, is she there? There she is.
Okay.
It's quite the effort. I think they found her. 2-2 pitch. List drives that one the opposite way, and room for Ashton Maloney. But a blast to open things up for Texas Tech. There she is. Mom's got it. Maya's home run ball.
Maya Davis. She would talk about her being the active hits leader, but this hit, a home run to get Tech on the board, 1-0 here at the top of the first.
Starting lineups are brought to you by Capital One. And Katie Stewart prominent in that lineup for the Longhorns. She and Reese Atwood, 3 years together in this lineup. And career records at Texas. Stewart with 6 home runs in her World Series career. Atwood with 74, the career leader. And they will face Caitlin Terry in the circle. The junior out of Glendale, Arizona, the first-team All-American who led the Big 12 in both wins and batting average.
Caitlin Terry coming from that left side. So much velocity. Rise ball at the top of the zone. She likes to use that often. It's her highest whip rate, but she'll also go with the curveball downstairs. Look at those 14 strikeouts in the World Series. They are around the zone, but through the zone. She's got that much confidence in her pitches. She's just a complete athlete. You'll see her all over the field today, just pitching and hitting, but she attacks that strike zone up. She'll also use that curveball into lefties, away from lefties, and also inside to righties, challenging them underneath their hands.
And a strike to open things up against Caden Henry, the junior out of Dickinson, Texas. A 400 hitter right there at the top. Also has some power. But her game is speed. Put it in play and get on base. Tying run aboard just that quick. And here comes Stewart. The SEC Player of the Year out of Frankfort, Illinois. has homered in the last 3 games for the Longhorns, has really come alive. And their fortunes changed, Jess, when they got somebody on base in front of her.
You always talk about protection from behind, who's hitting behind the big hitters. It's just as important in front. Katie Stewart, you're going to pitch around her. If that bag is open, Caden Henry getting on base with that bunt single is massive. So they pitch to Stewart.
Has not had many opportunities. And she will take advantage. Deep drive, center, and over the bleachers. And Texas responds and takes the lead.
So what happens when you pitch to Katie Stewart? Why would you not want to pitch to Katie Stewart? Because of this reason. Cookie Monster. She gets a cookie down the middle part of the plate, and she makes Caitlin Terry pay. I mean, this is middle. A beautiful job. She flips that bat down. Such a powerful hitter, so simple, so strong, and no doubter.
It's a 69-mile-an-hour curveball that goes out at 81 miles an hour exit velocity off the bat.
65 is considered really good, so that's Ferrari-esque.
We haven't seen 80 plus yet. 81 miles an hour.
She hit that, what, 270? She has 4 home runs over 290 this year. The rest of the country has 6. That's the kind of power in that bat. It's 2-1 Longhorns, and it's nobody out for Vivi Martinez. A message delivered from both teams' bats that the pitchers better be on top of their game today. Williams had to go deep up the middle, and Martinez is able to leg it out, and here comes another big swinger.
The thing that doesn't get talked about a lot is the speed of Texas. We've now seen 2 base hits in the infield, up ahead of big-time sluggers.
Three straight hits to open up the game for Texas. And here is their career home run and RBI leader. Worth reminding the folks at home that Nigeri Kennedy was warming up pregame right alongside Terry. And if you've been following Tech, you know that there has been a really good, strong back and forth between these two in games that Jerry Glasgow utilizes by the way he builds his lineup card. Substitution rules in softball a lot more lax than in baseball in terms of re-entering games. Right back to Terry, spins to second for 1, and that's all they'll get there as we check in with Holly.
Well, I talked to Coach Glasgow before the game about this decision tonight, and he said in an ideal world, Caitlin Terry could start this game and dominate and go the entire way, but he said, I want to make sure that we're ready. If she doesn't, Nigeri's there for her to come into this game. He said it would be ideal if she could go the whole way, ideal if Nigeri could go the whole way tomorrow, but this is where we are right now.
Well, and he's used both of them in this postseason. They've gone a lot of back and forth. Nigeri's very good in game 2 against Alabama to get them here into the champ finals.
She looks on, a little self-talk. In her 4th World Series, she has made more appearances in the circle than anyone in the 44-year history of this tournament. Good. Flies out to center, and Davis has it 2 down.
Well, and one thing about Caitlin Terry is that she's a lot of upspin, even her curveball. Everything so far that she's delivered at Texas has been upspin and in the upper part of the zone.
This Texas team obviously has a plan with Caitlin Terry too. All the at-bats have been 3 pitches or less. They are swinging early.
Glasgow keeping a close eye on his pitcher here. Both sides with a home run the first time around.
How about the first time in Caitlin Terry's career, she's a junior, that she's ever given up 3 hits in a row to start a game? I mean, incredible how good she's been, and right now how good Texas is.
This is the freshman Hannah Wells. Tried to check it and did. 1-1. What a start to game one of the championship finals, the first rematch in over 2 decades. And the first rematch of the championship series era when we went best of 3 in 2005. And their Stewarts are going to run out of room.
They got a wall.
They collect all their home run balls.
Of all the home run balls. But I mean, just this year alone, like
31 this year.
Go get yourself a house full of softballs.
Wells, opposite field. Atwood paused and then kept on running and will hold at third. And they're on the corners with 2 outs.
And Hannah Wells, the freshman, has really been hammering the pitch on the outer part of the zone, and that's where she gets this one. It's a curveball that is trying to get back over the plate, and she just punishes it the opposite way. Look at the way she gets that barrel, drives it. Oppo.
She handles up better than any hitter in this lineup, and that's where you got to stay away from. But you mentioned it, Smitty. Caitlin Terry throws the ball up. Hannah Wells, another hit for the Longhorns.
And already a pitching change for Texas Tech. 2/3 of an inning into game one, and a 2-1 Texas lead. Both sides have already hit home runs. Underway to play for a national championship, and fireworks are popping early.
All right, everyone, KJ, now.
Well, the face of the game did not get the start, but she does get out there quickly. Nigeri Kennedy, the senior from Topeka, Kansas, is in at 29-6 on the season.
Oh, she is dominating. She's been using a screwball a little bit more this year, but it's primarily that rise ball changeup combination. The changeup is knee buckling. Look at the velocity difference. She drops that changeup down to 57 miles an hour, and her strikeouts against Alabama on the edges, working the lefties inside, which is not her comfort zone, but she is a power pitcher. It's an explosive rise ball at the top with that changeup, and starting to use a little bit more of that horizontal movement with the screwball rise ball.
So the first of what could be several changes in the circle, unless Nigeri gets this under control. It's something we've seen from Texas Tech on several occasions in this NCAA tournament. And a ground ball off the glove of Liss, and everybody's safe.
And this is the 41st error of the year. This one, you've got to move your feet and get your body in front of that. It's not hit that hard, and they're going to call that a hit. That's a ball you have to go get. You've got to be, you want to win championships, you make those plays.
So now 2 on with 2 outs for Ashton Maloney. 5 hits in the inning for Texas, including the Katie Stewart 2-run home run. Maloney punches that one to left. It's over the head of Spearman. 1 run is in. Here comes Altmaier to the plate. 2 runs are in. Ashton Maloney slaps a triple.
Des Spearman has not been in left field the whole World Series, and you're going to watch her run in on this hit. She runs in 3 steps. This ball would have been caught. She ends up getting back to the original position. So remember, Spearman has not started at left field in a week and a half. She's in on this game because of their lineup configurations. Misplays this, which would have been the 3rd out of the inning, ends up being a triple.
Ball. And plates another run.
A 5-run first for Texas, eerily similar to Game 3 in the championship series a year ago when they exploded early to win the championship.
Nyjah comes into this game. She gets a ground ball out to third base, cannot make the play. A fly ball out to left field, cannot make the play. She's a swing and miss pitcher and ends up getting the strikeout to end the inning.
All 9 come to the plate for Texas.
But who got them going? A lot of hits in this inning for the Longhorns, but of course, it's Katie Stewart after a Caden Henry single. A monster mash. 81 miles an hour, 270 feet. Stewart starts the inning that scores 5 in the bottom of the first.
Running out of highway.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Look back at a year ago, Nyjah took the loss in Game 1, rallied to win Game 2, and then Texas, Leanne Good got them going with a 5-run first inning, just like tonight. Kavan did the rest, and Texas lit up the tower in Austin for the first time in school history. Tegan Kavan was your most outstanding player. You win Game 1 in the finals, 80% of those teams go on to win the championship in this best 2 out of 3 format. And it seems a while ago that Kavan gave up the home run ball in the top of the first, and now sitting on a 4-run lead. Taylor Panel grounds it right at Good, who positioned herself near the bag at second, 1 down.
And that's exactly what's going to be so important for this Texas defense is their positioning, understanding where Kavan is going to be attacking hitters, and then making some good plays. We saw a couple of errors pop up throughout the World Series, but when their defense is on, they are a massive backup for Kavan.
Caitlin Terry stays in the lineup as the designated player. Real briefly, since we've already seen some moves going on. In softball, forever it's been a DP, not a designated hitter, because for years softball teams had smaller rosters. You wanted to keep your superstars in the game. And so that allows coaches like Jerry to use the versatility in his lineup to move players around. We've seen it from a lot of the coaches here, whether it's in his batting order or defensively, or in Tech's case, moving the pitchers back and forth in the circle.
It's a lot of switching. I've already seen 2 catchers, 2 pitchers.
Terry fouls it back.
And for Nyjah Kennedy, by the way, if she starts to struggle and he wants to put Caitlin Terry back in the circle, this is different than what we've seen here in the World Series from them. Nyjah would have to stay in on defense to not be burnt. So we've usually seen her come in and out of the dugout.
Has played first base.
Has played first base.
Terry with that open look gets both eyes on Kavan. The 0-2 pitch misses away. This is where Texas Tech knew they had a good pitcher in Caitlin, but at the plate, she has been just an incredible find for Texas Tech. She's been their best hitter most of the season. And Jerry thinks she can even be stronger at the plate next year.
Well, she's just learning to adapt, and this is similar to Maya Davis and what she did with Jerry going from the short game to the power. Caitlin Terry was primarily short game. She'd swing away here and there, but it was a half swing. But you look at the numbers. Not just the batting average almost doubling, but how about the home runs, the RBIs? Completely reworked her stance.
Daughter of a D1 softball player. Her mother, Christy, played at Florida State.
Was ACC Freshman of the Year.
And it was Mom that also said, I want a left-handed pitcher and hitter. And even though she's right-handed, she's a left-handed pitcher and hitter.
Smart mama.
Uh-huh.
Such an advantage in softball to be from the left side, closer to first base. If you're right-eye dominant, you see how in her stance she gets both eyes on the pitcher.
And here's what's crazy. When she looks out at the pitcher, she's looking at a natural lefty who became a righty-handed pitcher. And that will stay foul.
Well, she hits a lot of inside out. You can tell by the way she is shaded. And what she's looking at is right there. That's where she wants to try to drive that ball. But she has a lot of that inside out swing, even though she starts with that open stance.
Yeah.
And that's why Texas has her shaded to the left side.
And one of the things she's working on is trying to pull the ball to get to that vision cone you just showed. She can get to right center. That's a triple.
10th pitch of this at-bat, that hitter. As she trots down to first and a base runner for Tech.
Well, Kavan challenging her on the inner half, but it's a rise ball that just moves in off of the arm guard.
Jasmine Burns. Did not start the game as the catcher, was on the lineup card originally, but came on when Nyjah Kennedy came on.
Which, by the way, burnt already Victoria Valdez. So she came in to catch. Jazz Burns came back in to catch. So already a player burnt.
Her teammates say she's a pro hitter with good swag in that batter's box. Has a couple of home runs here. One against UCLA and then one in the semifinals against Alabama.
Well, and that's just the length that you mentioned, Beth, of this lineup for Texas Tech. 9 hitters in the lineup, 8 of the 9 double-digit home runs for Texas Tech.
That's because Davis joined that group in the first inning. There's the 1-2 from Kavan.
Kavan working this pitch on the outer half, just off the plate. Low rise ball.
Opposite way for Burns. And there is Maloney. 2 down, runner has to stay at first. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Desi Spearman. Former Conference USA Player of the Year at New Mexico State. Has an RBI here at the World Series with a sac fly in their loss to Tennessee.
Ball.
322 on the season with the 13 home runs. Gets the start out in left field. That's another one of the positions that Jerry Glasgow can utilize to get different players in and out of the lineup. Ground ball just inside the bag to Nichols, side retired. Katie Stewart is coming back up for Texas, and she is on a roll. 4 straight doing this right here. Stewart tearing it up in the Women's College World Series. She's helping Texas to the early lead in Game 1.
Take it back to the first inning. Caden Henry got things rolling with her speed, a drag bunt, set the table, set the tone for Katie Stewart. 31st home run on the season. That got the Longboards on the board. Hannah Wells, a nice oppo shot to continue the runs for the Longhorns, and Asha Maloney, a triple. That's runs 4 and 5, and that is just the first inning. They bat through the order. First time Texas Tech has ever had a team bat through the order all season because of how good their pitching staff has been, but not in that first inning.
And for Katie Stewart, her 6th home run this year off of 5 different All-American pitchers. Good when it's counted the most.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And so it's back to the top of the order. This group 1, 2, and 3 has not seen Kennedy. Nyjah came in after the number 6 batter in that first inning. Henry with the drag single to start the rally. New left fielder is Logan Holloman, so we told you that was a position you might see some traffic. So Logan is out there, good defender for Jerry Glasgow. I love the confidence of Caden Henry at the plate. When she talked to us yesterday, her mentality is I swing and I'm safe. And that was the case with the drag in that first inning. A softball player and a trackster when she was younger.
Yeah, she was showing off that speed first at bat. As soon as she got it down, she was gone.
She's 29 of 31 in stolen bases. I mean, her speed is a massive part of the game and the offense. But you mentioned it earlier, her being on base is really the key to Katie Stewart being able to have pitches thrown at her for her.
And this is a huge out for Nyjah Kennedy to try and settle things down as she gets the ground out to Williams. And here comes Stewart. 4 straight games with a home run. So 2 in the semis and 1 here in the Champ Series. 7 home runs now in her career here in Oklahoma City. That's tied for 3rd best all time. Just a junior. As she steps in to face Kennedy in her 20th career World Series appearance in the circle. Skies that to the right side. On the run is Allred, and she's got it on the line, 2 down. Nigeri passing the great Debbie Doom, the UCLA legend for most apps, and trying to end her career with a national championship. She's been the National Freshman of the Year, the National Pitcher of the Year, the National Player of the Year, an All-American, every accolade you can get except the big one.
And the fact that she's been here every year of her career.
Yes.
There's not a lot of athletes that can say that. And with 2 different programs, not a lot of athletes can say that. I mean,
told us yesterday this is about redemption after losing to Texas in the finals last year. What a job she did to get them there, throwing over 800 pitches, threw almost every one for them in the tournament.
no, and I thought this year looked her best against Alabama in game 2 to punch their ticket. I mean, she was outstanding in that game. And this year there were times where she struggled. But look at that career. ERA at 1. I mean, over 100 wins, 1,000 strikeouts. It's legendary.
That's like Kat, that's like Monica.
Yep.
That's like Jenny Finch. That's like D'Lo with the velo.
That's right.
Danielle Laurie. Here's the 1-2 to Martinez. 2-2. Crazy numbers there.
I mean, that's consistency. Want to know what coaches want from a pitcher? That right there, consistency. When you put the name in the scorecard, you know what you're going to get.
She's never had an offense like this either. I mean, she's won games and gotten here with 1 or 2 runs on average from her offense and won games.
She will be relying on that group again today, facing the early deficit. I mean, it's a Red Raider team that for much of the season was scoring 10 runs a game, so they certainly have that in their bats. Full count. Handcuffed her, and there's Panel. And a 1-2-3 second. 5-1 Horns early in game 1.
softball needs me to be the villain, I'm all about it. Let's go. It's fun.
Nyjah Kennedy, dominant. She is out for revenge.
Softball right now, outrageous. Texas Tech feels like we actually have a chance to say this is our state as well.
Oh, the Texas Tech Red Raiders and the impact transfers. Last year, it was Nyjah Kennedy in the circle. This year, they went out and got the All-American hitters. And it's a stacked lineup. They were talking to us yesterday. It's all or nothing. We all got together so we could win a national championship and bring it back home to Lubbock. Holly Rowe reporting earlier, it took a while to get the team chemistry right. And really, they needed the adversity that they faced late in the year. That was the glue. Because they didn't have a lot of challenges throughout the regular season. Only 3 non-conference ranked opponents on the schedule. And when you talk to Jerry Glasgow, he says that was a protest. Other teams didn't like the way we put our roster together and made our team into a national championship contender.
We've seen transfers before, and we've seen a lot of transfers go to team, but we've never seen a payroll like this. And that is what has made them the villain. It's what's made them set apart from any other team that's brought in transfers, is the amount of money that they've paid to bring in those transfers.
And that's why, if you're wondering how in the world is this team on 11 seed, well, their non-conference strength of schedule wasn't good. They had a low RPI. They didn't have a lot of top 25 wins. Over the years, the softball selection committee hasn't put a lot of weight on the eye test. It's been all about numbers, and obviously with the eye test, we can see this is not an 11 seed, but that's what they got. And hence now they are in the finals, and they could be the lowest seed to ever win it. Back to the top, and Mia Williams with one on.
And they continue to throw her away. There was an off-speed away. Mia Williams looking for it.
And that's the pitch that Kavana's gonna have to use to take that power away from this lineup that has already hit 142 home runs this year. And that's where they don't swing, right? So they don't expand their own zone. One of the hardest teams to strike out, just 186 strikeouts on the year.
I've seen teams go in on Mia Williams, not away, but Texas has a different plan. And a lot of times, if you have confidence, you have Tegan Kavan in the circle, okay, I'll pitch to your zone, because guess what? That's my zone too.
Exactly.
So it's confidence in your best stuff versus their best stuff, knowing they're going to swing.
And that's, as a pitcher, the mentality you have to have. You have to beat hitters with your best stuff. That's a great job by Reese Atwood picking that out of the dirt. All-American catcher behind the dish.
She and Kavan and Nyjah Kennedy will all be teammates this summer with Team USA. They're all a part of the national pool as we start to build the Olympics in 2028. Games are in LA. The softball games will be right here at Devon Park. Williams strikes out for the second time. One down.
Well, and this pitch is blended so well. This is a 59-mile-an-hour changeup, but it's the rotation, the heavy spin rate on this that makes it look like it's coming at 70 when it's really coming at 59. And when Kavan throws this pitch under 60 miles an hour, it has been outstanding. Second strikeout, both to Williams.
Davis lines that one out to left to Altmaier. 2 down.
Maya Davis, 2 hard hits, a home run her last at bat. Line shot to left. Not many have looked good against Kavan, but Maya Davis has.
Trying to start the uphill climb for Texas Tech. The problem is Texas is 67-0 when Tegan Kavan is pitching with a 4-run lead or more.
And that's
tough sledding.
Yeah. Well, and it's because Kavan knows how to protect the lead. She typically limits the free passes, even though she had one to Haley Toney to start off this inning. But when you look at the non-negotiables of successful pitchers in the circle. She checks all the boxes of works from ahead, no free passes or limited free passes, and then working the edges of the plate.
She also just goes right at batters. See the difference in those numbers when she's ahead in the count like she is now versus behind. I mean, it's tripled.
It's incredible. And when we talk about pitching and the art of it, that's it. Working from ahead, getting hitters to strike themselves out.
Well, and Lauren Allred right now, who's 0 for 11, by the way, career against Kavan, has just been late on everything Kavan has thrown.
2-2 pitch. Able to check that.
I mean, look how late the check swing is.
Yeah. I'd go right back there, but a little bit lower. Get underneath her hands.
Full count. Got her. Strikeout number 3 for Kavan. Tech leaves a runner stranded.
When you're Tegan Kavan and you have a rise ball that you can throw in multiple positions, you put it right underneath the hands of Lauren Allred. You pick up your 3rd strikeout of the game for Tegan Kavan.
The story for the Texas Tech Red Raiders last year into the championship series. They wanted more power, they wanted more hitting, they wanted another arm, and they brought them all in. They broke records for wins, home runs, runs scored, and now for the first time in program history, not only back-to-back at the World Series, but back-to-back in the finals. And their architect of this move is Jerry Glasgow. He's with Holly.
Well, Coach Glasgow, that's the most runs you've given up in a first inning. What did you talk to your team about in the dugout or individually to try to get them a little bit more back on track?
It's just one of the innings you don't want to happen, especially here. But now it's just we got to get momentum. We need to score 1 run and get some type of momentum back in our dugout, and then we can build from there. But we're letting, we let 2 innings go by there. Can't afford to do that. We've got to, we had to score, in my opinion, right there in one of those 2 innings, because I can't afford to leave Naja out there in a 5-1 game. I got to save her for tomorrow. So we're going to go to Lincoln, and then we got Terry to come back to if we can get back in the game.
Thank you, Coach. Your batting lineup, though, 5 runs shouldn't be anything for this lineup. You've got firepower, but what's Kavan doing that's making that challenging?
5 runs against Kavan is an uphill battle. Like she's a great pitcher. You don't get like the All-American status she is. I mean, go the whole World Series last year. How many runs she allowed the whole World Series? It's a battle to get 4 runs back. You don't want to dig a hole like that. It just seemed like we were out of position on every ball, and everything went. We just went in the right places the first inning, and it's a battle.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so news from Jerry Glasgow that Kennedy will come out of the game and they'll save her for tomorrow. Lincoln will come on to pitch, as you see the history of Texas Tech and the job that Jerry has done in transforming this program through the NIL. And the commitment of Texas Tech to make this kind of move. We've never seen this before in the history of our game, all at once, all so quickly with this caliber of transfer.
Well, and the reason that he's able to do all that is just because of the amount of talent he has. He can plug and play basically all these amazing athletes. And
so they're going to go to a pitching change here and go to Samantha Lincoln. They can still use Caitlin Terry if need be, but Beth Mullins alongside Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, Holly Rowe with you here in Oklahoma City. And on the other side, he talked about, you know, how many runs did Tegan Kavan give up last year at the World Series. Earned runs would be a big 0. So she has come out, gave up the home run, Jess, and then wham, just went right back to work.
Is that not so Tegan Kavan? I mean, we talk about the emotion on the flip side, but Kavan, she gives up the home run to Davis and then just starts mowing down hitters, attacks Davis right in the same spot. That's been Tegan.
And I like Jerry's move to do this because for me, it's not about as much saving Kennedy, it's just not allowing Texas to see Nyjah Kennedy. And so when you limit that, it gives her more ammunition for game 2, possibly game 3. So Sam Lincoln gets the opportunity. However, it also does burn Nyjah Kennedy because she was in the starting lineup. They put KT in to start, and now that she's out again, they do not have her anymore for the rest of this game.
All right, the other big story right now is the play of Katie Stewart. 4 straight games with a home run, hit a bomb in the first inning to respond quickly for Texas, and then they were able to build off of that with that big 5-run first.
It's so authoritative, and what's interesting is coming into the postseason, she had a bit of an extra base hit drought. You forget about it so quickly the last 4 games, but Katie Stewart figuring it out, how strong she is, especially when you see that long ball.
That's only a Katie Stewart drought. Anybody else would have been just like happy with the results that they were getting, but yeah, she's the type of athlete that will change a game, and Charity did in that first inning.
All right, so here in the bottom of the 3rd, Texas will pick up the bats and face Lincoln. The sophomore out of Taunton, Mass, 6-foot lefty, and a former high school pitcher of the year to face Reese Atwood. So she jumps right into the fire. It's her 3rd relief appearance in the NCAA tournament. Reese reached on a fielder's choice and scored back in that first inning.
One of the advantages, I'll tell you what, Sam Lincoln had come in this game, I can guarantee Texas did not plan to see Sam Lincoln in this series. You're preparing for 2 pitchers and Terry and Kennedy. So definitely a different look.
Reese had a big home run in the semifinals, and you could see how it changed her. The relief, it's been a bit of a struggle here in Oklahoma City for her, an incredible career at Texas. And Jess, she's also had a really good eye. That's the 3rd walk for her in the last couple of games, when maybe a week or 2 ago, she was trying to chase and do a little too much.
Her chase had almost doubled, Beth, during that drought. So when you think about Reese Atwood, she just wasn't seeing the ball. When she started walking, you knew the bat was coming back because she was seeing the ball better.
Here's Leanne Good. Flew out to center first time up, the senior from San Antonio. This is a Texas team, you know, the pressure's been on all year. They've responded so well to it. Got out of the gate real hot, had a really tough finish in the SEC. But similar to the Texas Tech story, that adversity really steeled them. They learned a lot about each other's ability to fight and really have been so calm in all of their elimination games and the big moments through this postseason under Mike White.
Well, adversity is the teacher, right? That's what makes you better, makes you reflect, look at what you need to work on. And complacency sometimes does show up when things are easy, when you're rolling.
Ended up winning the SEC Tournament Championship this year. Good, another fly ball to the outfield. Cannot move the runner, 1 down.
will be interesting, though, because if Texas Tech is able to come back and score runs, Nyjah Kennedy getting burnt is a big deal. We're only here in the third inning. Of course, Caitlin Terry can re-enter as well, but something that we have not seen Glasgow do in this postseason. And think of the message, too, it sends to the team in a bit. Like, and he even said, we're saving Nyjah for tomorrow.
You always wonder, right, how that's going to play with the rest of your lineup. Obviously, they've transferred in from a lot of different places, but there's still a ton of experience and a ton of World Series experience on this Texas Tech team. And when you look around that infield to the likes of Panel and Mia Williams and Jackie Liss, I don't think their confidence would wane. They still have swings left.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now the count 1-2 to the freshman Wells. And that's Chloe Riasetto now trotting out to the bullpen for Texas Tech.
Sam Lincoln using that changeup a lot to Hannah Wells.
So this is Lincoln's first appearance in the World Series. We have not seen Riasetto at all yet in the entire NCAA tournament. So that's what's happening with this big 5-run first for Texas, and Lincoln gets the strikeout of Wells, 2 down.
And Lincoln's starting to heat up after that leadoff walk to Reese Atwood, starting to get a little more velocity and pop on her pitches. This is a rise ball at the upper half. And you can see you get Wells to swing underneath that pitch. Well located at the belt and above. Pitch prior, a little bit of off speed to set up that rise.
Kaya Altmaier with the RBI single in the first. Transfer from Arizona after 3 seasons, told us yesterday she came here for these moments in Oklahoma City. And even though it's her first year, has emerged as one of the vocal leaders for this team. Well-respected voice through some tough times. Even for her personally, platooning for quite a while out in left field. She said, I know my time's gonna come, and when it does, I gotta hold on to the job, and she's done that late in the season. Altmaier looking for the 5-6 hole, and good cover by Tony at short. A walk, 1 left on. 3 complete here in game 1. Texas on top.
This is real rooting, the kind reserved for fans who feel every play, along with the players. They're separated in the stands, but connected by emotions that flow from the field to family and back again. And when one lives their dream, the other does too.
Oh, it's been quite a season and quite a moment for softball fans to enjoy. Record-setting attendance, the viewership through the roof. And of course, everybody's been enjoying just the offensive explosion we've seen around the country. Texas Tech hoping they'll be able to tap into that here, down 5-1. But these are all record highs over the last 40-plus years of NCAA softball. The batting average has never been better. Most scoring we've ever seen. The home runs, 13,000. And as a result, the ERA is the highest ever. As Tegan Cavan tries to chip away at that number, Smitty. She'll face one of the 20 home run hitters on the season, Jackie Liss. 4 in this NCAA tournament for her. But what a crazy week it's been again, all over social media, all the attention on the game.
Oh, the growth of it, all the little girls out there dreaming of someday being able to participate here in Oklahoma City, playing the sport.
Well, I thought it was so cool, even talking to Tegan Cavan. It was like, I watched the Women's College World Series every year.
Yeah.
She talked about Danielle Laurie when she was 4 years old, winning it all.
They'll have next one day.
Georgina Quirk was another one that she watched, and it's so cool to know that these little girls were showing in the stands.
Jackie Liss was one of those little girls watching her Aunt Becky play many, many years ago. Well, not that many, maybe one many. Sorry, Becky. A whole family of bat and ballers. But now another generation coming through. Transferred in out of Southern Illinois. That's one of the really cool parts about the portal is you excel at one level. A lot of them end up getting their degrees, and then with a year of eligibility left, say, I want to go challenge myself against the best. And
well, she grew up playing with Nyjah Kennedy, so she knew Nyjah. And she said last year, I was sitting on my couch watching Texas Tech and Texas compete in this champ finals. And had the opportunity to make that dream come true.
You reunite with her teammate in high
Exactly.
school.
4, 5, and 6 here to face Cavan. And another full count.
Cavan's so hard. She lives on that edge. Barely a ball. Jackie Liss takes it. No one better on this team to hit the rise ball. Cavan knows that. Jackie Liss has the swing, the simplicity of it. She talked about how loud her teammates are, how loud they are with their swing. She's like, I like being quiet in every way. Gets it done. You look at the numbers last season at Southern Illinois, and she doubled the amount of home runs, the batting average.
Had a 2-run home run in their win over Mississippi State.
Because she has such a simple swing, she doesn't even stride. Just goes up and down as you see Citlali Gutierrez heading to the bullpen.
Doing a little dance. We may see her before the night is through if Texas can maintain the advantage. And Tegan Cavan gets Liss to chase that rise at the eyes.
This is what I love about Tegan Cavan. Jackie Liss, her power zone, it's the rise ball. Tegan Cavan says, I know it, and guess what? I'm gonna give you what you want, and you're gonna miss it. And this is Cavan, why she's so good. Her best pitch, and the 11th swing and miss.
Gets her 4th strikeout. Here's Taylor Panold. These two familiar with one another last year when Taylor was at Tennessee. Her Lady Vols were eliminated by Texas in the national semifinals. Ironic when we talk about the schedule and the non-conference schedule for Texas Tech, now they run into an SEC tournament during the NCAA tournament. They've had to play Ole Miss, Florida, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Alabama, and Texas. So far, 7-2 in those games, and they've knocked out Ole Miss, Florida, and Alabama. Ground ball to third. J.C. Nichols stays down on it. As we send it down for more on Tegan, here's Holly.
Well, when Tegan Kavan was a little girl, she wanted to be a pitcher, and her mom, Teresa, who had been a pitcher in college, said, no way. I know how that can consume your life. It's stressful. It's such hard work. I just want you to play a position. And so one day there at the ballpark, Teresa goes out to check on her mom, Grandma, who was out by the car. When she gets back, Tegan's in the circle. She's furious. This was not the plan. She did not want her to be a pitcher, but Tegan knew her own mind, said, I am going to pitch, Mom. At 7 years old, the decision was made, and the rest is history.
And she learned to pitch right-handed instead of the natural left-hander that she was.
Because her mom gave her a glove to make sure, okay, I don't want you to pitch. So you can't pitch if you're left-handed, and I give you a right-handed glove. Tegan Kavan, like the moment she looked away, was like, oh yeah, Mom, guess what I can do? Her mom pitched at Drake University out of Des Moines.
Some people just want the ball. They want the spotlight, and Mike White says Tegan Kavan wants them both. And she is shining in that spotlight in the circle right now.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. Here with the Longhorns head coach Mike White, a 5-1 lead. And Coach, I want to ask you, the second batter of the game steps in and hits a home run against Tegan Kavan. How did she quickly resettle herself?
It's a good question. I think she did a marvelous job. I mean, made a little mistake. She knew she threw over the plate too much, but she let it go and was able to bounce back. And of course, we had a great answer in the first innings.
Speaking of the answer, this team, everybody got up. You really put some runs up on the board, capitalized on mistakes. How did that answer lift this team?
Well, we talk about answer innings, and that's definitely one big thing we had right there was an answer to their punch. We answered them up with another big punch, so it was great.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks so much. Welcome.
Thank you, Holly, and Coach Mike White. And he is enjoying the performance of Tegan Kavan so far. The 2-run home run for Stuart Maloney with a 2-run triple. And Tegan has retired 11 of 13 since that homer.
And Texas is one of the best teams in the country at answering. That is one thing they have prided themselves on all season long. When they give up a run, they earn it right back on that scoreboard.
Well,
here's Maloney, who had the 2-run triple in the first. 7, 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Number 7 is in that batter's box. Ashton was a starter on their championship team a year ago. 6 field players returning, along with Kavan in the circle. She had a hit in every game of the Champ Series a year ago. Williams covers at third. One down. Well, the Women's College World Series final continues tomorrow here on ESPN, 8 Eastern. For more information, visit NCAA.com, your home for NCAA championships. Could crown a new queen of the diamond tomorrow night. May have to wait until Friday night at the same time on ESPN.
Feels like a 3-game series. This entire year, so much parity, no dominant teams. You know, Tech, if they were to lose this game, it has so much response in what they can do tomorrow.
7 times we have played a 3-game final. If that happens, it would be just the second time in 20 years that we have had to play every game here, all the if necessaries. After both of these teams came out of the losers bracket in the semis to advance.
Well, it favors the teams that are complete, that have deep benches, multiple arms in the pen.
And pretty wild, they started out preseason number ones. And they both hit some rough patches along the way. 5 different programs ended up atop the rankings at one time or the other, but it is these two right back at the top to finish.
Nichols, one of 2 freshmen in the lineup for Texas, is really responsible for getting some of the rallies started, has done a good job in that 9-hole.
Ricochets off of Lincoln's glove, and Nichols will be safe, and she'll pass the bat to the top of the order with 1 out.
And this is where Nichols, pitch going away from her, is able to get it off the end of the bat, goes off of the glove of Sam Lincoln. And that's all it takes. When you've got the speed of J.C. Nichols getting down the line, a little bit of a deflection is going to give her a chance to get down to first.
That is their 3rd infield hit of the night.
Using that speed, and honestly, Sam Lincoln being left-handed.
Having to reach across her body to try to field that. And even if it went past her, I don't think Mia Williams has the opportunity to make the play, just too much speed. And one of the things that I think with this Texas offense, when they're going right, they're short gamers, they're Henrys, they're Martinez, the Nichols, they're the ones that are getting on base, and they've done that so far in this game. And then the big bopper cleans up the cleans up the mess.
Yeah, 8 of the 9 have already reached. That clips the outside corner for Henry, who was also a 2nd-generation softballer. Her mom, Karina, played in the Division II World Series. Two 2-1 from Lincoln. 3-1. The home run hitting Katie Stewart awaits.
She was just looking, Aaron Earlywine was showing her the cheat sheet of Sam Lincoln. Kind of, this is where she's going to throw hitters like you. She glanced at it.
Little chopper to Williams. Slings that to first in time to get her 2 down. As Stewart comes up with a runner now down at second.
Back of the first inning, how the Longhorns got on the board. Yes, Caden Henry got on. Katie Stewart went ahead and hit her in. A monster shot. Doing what she does. 4 games in a row, 4 home runs. 1 in each, 31 on the season. Surprised if they pitched to her, yeah. It's the only problem with first base being open. You get a runner on base, but as soon as J.C. Nichols went to second, I'd walk her too.
And just a reminder of the problems with the intentional walk in Game 1 last year. They tried to walk Reese Atwood, and Reese ended up swinging at a pitch that was hittable for a 2-run single off of Nigeri Kennedy.
Well, the battery every week should be working on intentional walks in case it is necessary in games, but a lot of batteries do not work on it.
I love Katie Stewart too. I mean, every pitch she is coiling up, ready to pounce if they do get it close. A lot of times you see hitters just kind of taking the walk, standing upright, but she is in there. She knows what Texas can do.
Just in case, and Lincoln making sure she doesn't put it anywhere near. So can Vivi Martinez protect with 2 on and 2 out? Nobody's more hungry than she is. Did not get on the field last year for Texas. An ACL injury. And she is savoring every moment this time around, trying to be on the field to win one. First pitch swinging back up the middle, gloved at short by Tony. Throw to first, not in time, and the speed of Nichols to fly all the way around from second to score.
Well, and this is the speed. We've talked about it, Jess, how important it is. Bottom of the lineup, top of the lineup. And with Nichols at second base, is a base hit back up the middle. I'm actually surprised Tony tries to go to first, because there's no way you're going to get Vivi Martinez with her speed. And Nichols, look, she's going all the way. Mike White is sending her to make sure that if Martinez beats this out, she's safe.
So Vivi does protect and passes the bat to Atwood. That is now 13 infield hits in the World Series for Texas.
2 in this game from Vivi Martinez.
6-1.
Speed of Nichols too. I mean, come on. A ground ball to shortstop. She scored from second base.
Well, I think in that scenario, as the defense, you've got to know the situation. I think Haley Tony probably could have come up and potentially thrown either behind Nichols to third, or better yet, to home, trying to catch her coming around.
Or fake the throw.
Yes, anything.
Atwood, opposite way, room for Allred. Makes the catch. Threat ends. But another run for Texas on the hustle from Nichols. The Longhorns, the defending champs, down early, and then they make the definitive statement to come racing back to take the lead.
Tegan Cavan, one of the best pitchers in the game, struggles in that first inning. A rise ball that is too sweet over the zone, and Maya Davis sends it yard. But since then, she has recovered using that changeup. Her rise ball at the top of the zone, really painting just an outstanding picture as Kavan really uses all of her tools. 4 strikeouts on the day, but look at that career ERA below 1, 5 shutouts. That's a Texas record. Just so much poise in the circle for Tegan Kavan.
Yeah, just picked up one of those shutouts in the semis. She had a great line when we talked to her the other day. You know, so many kids dream about coming to play here. She said, well, I'd never dreamed about coming to play here. I dreamed about coming to win here, which she did a year ago. And for the most part, the stoic demeanor, all business in there. Her team feeds off of that calming presence.
When we talked to her, you know, she's like, I don't want to be too high, I don't want to be too low. We put a 5 spot up on the board after I've given up a home run. It feels, you know, deflating, but I'm not going to get too high on that because she understands that pitching is really all about controlling those emotions.
And especially against this lineup. Even 7, 8, and 9 coming up here, they have home run potential. Including Jasmine Burns. Hit 25 home runs last year at The Ohio State University, the new Big Ten record. And then Megan Grant came along this year with UCLA and hit, what, 42?
Yeah, doubled it.
Incredible senior class around the country this year. Burns fouls one out of play. Full count. Uncharacteristic, another walk. What you got for us, Holly?
Well, Tegan Kavan learned that lesson, Michelle, of don't get too high, don't get too low from her pitching coach, Bill Hillhouse, who she grew up learning from. He taught her the rise ball, really helped her master those mechanics. She's actually got pink and purple stitching in her glove to remember Coach, who passed away earlier this winter. She said, he's been so instrumental in my career. I wouldn't be the pitcher I am today without him. So thank you to Coach. It's helped a lot of young people.
Yeah, Holly, Bill Hillhouse was one of the best pitching coaches, really working with a lot of young girls, a lot of women. He was a great pitcher himself. He pitched for Team USA. Great picture, the two of them together. And really, Tegan Kavan credits Bill with her ability to throw the rise ball as well as she does because she learned it from him.
Holloman's trying to lay down the bunt. This was the, this is strikeout cancer night here on opening night of the championship series, and Bill very much in Tegan's thoughts along with Stacy Glenn. Bill passed away from pancreatic cancer. So many people behind the players that make it here to the World Series. And one of the things that Mike White says is one of Tegan's superpowers is how caring she is for the people around her and wanting to win for her teammates even more than for herself.
Oh, that's great leadership.
Holloman right back to Tegan. She'll go for the out at first. Bumps Burns over into scoring position. See if they can get something going against Tegan. The solo Maya Davis home run in the first, the only threat thus far. And since then, only free passes for base runners. Hitless since that opening frame. Here is Haley Toney. She and Davis and Allred, the returnees in the field from last year's finals team. Toney sends one the opposite way. Back goes up. Myron has room on the track to make the catch. 2 down.
And Toney hit Tegan Kavan very well last year at the World Series. Haley Toney has been a little bit of a casualty in the sense when Jerry Glasgow is using both pitchers. She's not always been hitting, but she can swing it.
She had 3 RBIs, hit 500 in the championship series last year.
So here comes Mia Williams for the third time. Kavan has struck her out twice. Once with the drop, once with the change. And Jess, these are the kind of at-bats. Obviously, you're confident you can make the comeback tonight, but if we don't, we're seeing Kavan more to get ready for game 2 tomorrow.
This is the most massive for Mia Williams. The 2 strikeouts, her ability to make an adjustment in this game to take with her into tomorrow night. They have thrown her away. That breaking ball, you talked about the changeup also outside. They've only come in on her once. And there's been a ton of chase. Jerry Glasgow told us that's one thing that he'll call time a lot of times and tell her, they don't want to give you strikes, so stop helping them. Do not swing the bat until you get a strike.
Well, and it's interesting because those first 2 pitches from Kavan, both called balls, but both on the edges of the strike zone. Could have been called strikes and were not.
But you don't want to hit those pitches anyway.
No, exactly. She's looking for something elevated. I mean, she wants a rise ball.
You just saw she has not struck out 3 times in a game in her career, and she'll keep that going. And she drives one back, and that is gone. Mia Williams, an absolute jet out to center and a 2-run shot with 2 outs.
It's just a matter of time for Mia Williams. She's gonna make the adjustment. Smitty, she gets the ball up in the zone that she had been chasing. Instead of it breaking away like the curveball or the change, it's going up. This is her zone. She had been looking and hunting for that pitch. All the at-bats took the first 2 pitches to get to that pitch. Hits it out, 2 more runs for Tech.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Kavan threw that pitch, the rise ball, after throwing 2 pitches low in the zone that were good pitches but called balls. I would have gone back with the changeup. Just not giving her that rise ball, especially when you're behind 2-0.
New life for Tech, 6-3 ball game. Here's Davis.
And Kavan has not used her changeup a lot in this game. So we'll see if she starts to pull it out here a little bit more as we go 3rd time through the lineup.
Well, that relationship with Jerry and Mia Williams has evolved. Jerry was telling us they didn't have the best communication with one another until about a month or so ago when he started putting her in the leadoff spot, and he said, I'm doing that because you're my best hitter. And that little shot of confidence has changed the dynamic of this team. And now it's a 3-run ball game, mid-5.
When Jerry Glasgow pulled her aside and told her, you need to take these pitches, and you are a great hitter. Believe in yourself. She gets the rise ball away. Perfect timing for her 27th home run of the season. And Tech, they're not done yet, ladies. They put up 2 more here in the 5th.
front row screaming, okay, okay. Yes. Do a little twirl. Yes. Let them know that girl. Yes. Monday through Sunday, I can turn a dance floor into a runway. Monday through Sunday, I can turn a dance floor into a runway.
Game one of our championship final, 6-3, Texas leading Texas Tech. Davis and Williams home runs for the Red Raiders, but it was a big 5-run starter for Texas, led by Katie Stewart with a 2-run home run, Ashton Maloney with the 2-run triple. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Longhorns will try and respond to the 2 runs put up in the top half of the inning. Leanne Good to start it off, 5, 6, and 7. She is the only Longhorn that has not reached base safely so far tonight. Off the end of her bat to Tony at short, 1 down. They continue to see Sam Lincoln in the circle. Caitlin Terry got the start tonight, did not get out of that first inning. Nigeri Kennedy came on in relief, and then Jerry Glasgow decided to pull her from the game. She cannot return tonight.
That is a massive decision. He told Holly Rowe in the interview, you know, we're going to save her for tomorrow. And that was in the 3rd inning. So knowing that his offense can put runs back on the board, and of course Caitlin Terry can re-enter into this game, but Nigeri Kennedy has been their ace. Just 23 pitches. And I would argue the 2 hits she gave up were errors. So she was not necessarily beat by hard hits.
No, absolutely. I think this is more just about not allowing Texas hitters to see more of Nigeri's pitches, and belief that KT, if she needed to re-enter, she would, and that he's got Sam Lincoln. He's got a couple of different arms in the pen.
Here's Hannah Wells.
And Lincoln, since coming in, she's given up 2 infield hits. No hard contact. Done a really good job with the off speed, going more down in the zone. Remember, KT and Nyjah are up. Change those eye levels, and like I said, Texas was never preparing for Sam Lincoln.
No. And Lincoln will throw that drop ball a little bit, over 22% of the time.
Her first appearance in this World Series. Wells in foul territory, and Liz can't get there.
Surprise Allred didn't call her off.
Should have given,
The right fielder.
Yeah, you're saying first base shouldn't be trying to catch a ball in right field?
Yes, that would be. Good eye, good eye.
I mean, Jackie Liss went a long way, but there's no way that that's her ball. It's those things like that Tech has had. Jackie Liss had a play at first base, she bobbled. Misread in left field that turned into a triple. They have not been perfect defensively.
1-2 to Wells. Chops that to Williams. Handcuffed her briefly, and still the time to get there. No, calling her safe.
Yeah, Wells did a good job to get down the line. This is a really slow developing play. Yeah, and I think Jerry's gonna go ahead and challenge this. So look at the spin on the ball. This is a really high hop and almost goes back
on the field was the runner was safe at
Taylor
first base.
Panel.
Texas Tech is challenging. The previous play is under further review.
No. She gets her foot down.
Yeah, and look at where her foot's actually hitting the bag, too.
Man.
That's where you hit the front of the bag. That's the difference between safe and out as well.
No, you replay it there.
Does the spike hit it?
That looks like they get her.
I think they look for compression of the bag.
That's out.
Yeah, I think they're going to call her out there. It's when the glove starts to close around the ball, but that even hits the back of the glove first. So it's well into the webbing.
She's out.
And that's
why,
a great look. As runners, you really work to get the tip of your toe on the front of the bag.
Ruling on the field is a hit, but it would appear that that would be changed.
It's a good play by Mia Williams. You saw how she ended up having to backhand while she was running to first base. Very athletic. Sorry,
Panel.
Taylor Panel, to be able to get to that ball as it spun away from her body and then make that transfer. Yeah, that's how much she thinks she got her by, that much.
After review, the call at first base has changed. The runner is out. Texas Tech retains their challenge. They still have one remaining.
So good job by Panel to get there to make the play.
Well, this is just making great adjustments on a spinny, high hoppy ball that goes behind Panel. She's got to get her grip on it, and then Liss with a really good job of extending and stretching for that ball.
So 2 down. Here's Kai Altmaier. RBI single in the first, came in to score. Chops that out to left. Going back is Holloman to make the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. To the 6th we go. 6-3 Longhorns. Is there another big comeback in the offing for the Red Raiders after they lost in the Big 12 championship on this field to Arizona State? The huge comeback against Ole Miss in the regionals, an 8-run deficit in the final inning to win it. Then that big run rule win in Game 3 against Florida. They've won 3 elimination games to reach the champ finals after that loss to Tennessee here at the World Series. And back into the finals for the 2nd year in a row. Can they muster down 3 against the All-American in the circle, Tegan Cavan? They've got 6 outs left to work with. It's 3, 4, and 5 due up. A run in the first on the Davis solo shot, and then a 2-run home run for Mia Williams in the 5th. After Jasmine Burns walked. Allred, a ground out and a strikeout. 4K for Kavan. She's been letting the defense do the work behind her. 3 free passes. 1 has come in to score tonight.
Good.
The opposite side to that story, Tegan Kavan and Texas have not lost a 4-run lead in her career. It was once 6-1, and Kavan gets the strikeout number 5.
Well, and it's interesting because so far through this game, Kavan has only thrown her changeup about 7% of the time. Her season average is over 12%. But what does she go back to here? Her changeup, 61 miles an hour. Look at the fall on that, down into the dirt, chases all red. Picks up her 5th strikeout of the night.
That was a foul ball that hit the dirt.
Yeah, it was not gloved up, right?
No.
And that's on Lauren Allred to notice it.
Yes, feel that off the bat. You can feel that as a hitter. When you
Oh, yeah.
They've already used up their 2 challenges, but they won that second one, so they still have one. Liz drives one into the gap off the top of the wall in left center, and she will be held to a long single. Well struck ball for Jackie.
I mean, she crushed this ball, 72 miles an hour. She's laughing at first base because she almost missed first base. Why? She's watching to see, is this thing gonna leave the yard? Because off the bat, it looked like it was gonna be a home run, a shot out to the outfield. And look how close this is from leaving the yard, about 6 inches, and watch her miss first base and then clip it with her back foot. She might have been able to get to second, but she had to slow down to kind of get the bag.
Threat brewing for Texas Tech, and Taylor Panel has grounded out to second and to third tonight. Third time through now that they're seeing Kavan.
And the defense, look at second base position here. I mean, you're literally right behind the bag. Now going back to that changeup again.
Yep. Texas Tech just 1 for 8 with runners on base. That was the Williams home run. Just a tapper back to Kavan to second for 1, over to first. And they will get the force out at second. 2 down.
Well, this is a good job by Tegan Kavan, making sure she goes after the lead runner to change up off the end of the bat. Taylor runs very well getting down the line. And she knows it. She knows she has to hustle to make sure she's not doubled up.
Here's Caitlin Terry.
They want that rise ball. It is very clear that Texas Tech knows Kavan's best pitch is the rise ball. The pitch she's going to throw, and they're going to see. Only 5 changeups all game.
100th pitch of the night coming. Scoop to second by Good, over to Martinez to get the force. A well-struck base hit, but that's it. And Texas is now 3 outs away from taking game 1. answers. And Texas responds. Maloney punches that one to left. It's over the head of Spearman. Ashton Maloney slaps a triple. Six to 3, Longhorns trying to win their second consecutive national championship. Texas Tech hunting for the first in school history. Game 1, best of 3 in the championship finals here from Devon Park in Oklahoma City. Beth Mullins, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, and Holly Rowe with you. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, Texas 3 outs away from taking the opener. Alyssa Sneed is your pinch hitter. 8-9, and then the top due up.
Boy, and I've been impressed with Sam Lincoln. Working more downspin than upspin. Has that horizontal movement, good curveball from the left side. And really, if you look at your scorecard, if Haley Toney holds that ball and doesn't throw to first, they may not have scored off her.
Foul. Oh. Had it, lost it.
My bad.
Good effort, good effort.
I mean, he probably saved some people's lives. That thing was a shot.
It was ripped.
He's trying not to shake his hand.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, his hands are burning.
Yeah.
You know it. That hurt. 70-mile-an-hour exit velo on that.
1-2 from Lincoln to Sneed.
Sneed's first at bat of the World Series. Go ahead and get her in game 1 of the finals.
Top of the 7th, by the way, for Texas Tech would be the bottom of their order as well. Reaches for that. Scoots by panel to Toney at short, and Sneed is safe.
And that was all Taylor Panel needed to come across the field. This is that Texas speed, not just from the left side, you guys, but the right side. And the moment, watch Taylor Panel think about it, and then nope. Let it go through. It's a base hit. As soon as it gets by Taylor Panel, the only way to get her out, you have to have third base field this.
Yes, if you're a third baseman, you have to go into that 5-6 hole when there's any sport of speed in that batter's box.
That's their 5th infield hit of the game, their 16th of the World Series. And J.C. Nichols thinking to push her over with a sack.
Look, we have a lot of fun talking long ball. I am definitely,
You're on
I'll take
board
credit
with
that.
that.
But I'll tell you what, you need both. You need both because when you get the Nijas and the Caitlin Terrys and the strikeout pitchers, you got to be able to put the ball in play, put pressure on the defense, and use your wheels. Texas shows they can play a little bit of both. J.C. Nichols right now, the short gamer. You don't see a lot of slappers anymore.
Well, that's because the defense has been so good. But to your point, you stir that defense, you get them uncomfortable, use that speed.
How about those two? Just watching this game. I don't think that was the expectation at all coming in.
No. I mean, you're talking about one of the best pitching staffs in the country, and we have barely seen them tonight.
Yeah. And Texas has barely seen them tonight, which is the point of Jerry Glasgow. He does not want those arms to be seen.
Well, it's a series, right? It's not a single game championship.
Nichols, and good decision by the Tech D to let that go foul. Yeah, we only saw Terry for 2/3 of an inning, and then Nigeri was gone after the 2nd inning. And Texas has gone to work. They have 16 hits with runners on base in the last 20 innings. Nichols staying alive.
Yeah, when you really start looking at all the situational hitting for Texas in this game, it's been outstanding. It's the 5 for 13 with runners on. 3 for 5 Risp, 4 for 9 with 2 outs.
Top of the order awaits.
J.C. Nichols having herself another tough at bat at the bottom of this order. She doesn't get talked about a lot, but she helps carry it back over to the top.
And to your point, Jess, a lot of foul balls today, not many strikeouts. Just one.
Nichols is batting .320 here in the postseason for Texas. 1-2. That's in play. Panel gets the lead. One down. Well, Saturday, we've got a WNBA doubleheader for you on ABC at 1 o'clock, Seattle and Minnesota. And then right after that, Golden State at Las Vegas. WNBA Countdown will get you started at 12:30 Eastern on ABC. Jumping from softball right into NBA action all summer long. Got the Pro League, the AUSL starting right after the World Series ends.
A lot of players on the field now going to the AUSL next week, June 9th, opening day.
Henry, a single and a couple of ground outs tonight, has scored a run.
See if they come back inside to Henry. Yeah, and that's the pitch right there. That is such a hard pitch for that lefty-lefty matchup. There's that backdoor curveball, throwing it on the inner half and bending it back into the back half of the strike zone.
One, two from Lincoln.
Henry moving off the dish a little bit.
Slices another one foul. As she looks out at the pitcher tonight, and her eyes gaze out to center field, she's looking at one of her old buddies and her old travel ball teammates. Two of the best center fielders in the business, Maya Davis, on the other side tonight. Tries to get it out to Maya and does. Bounced up off the edge of the grass. And now 2 on after her second hit of the night, and here comes Stewart.
All Katie Stewart has done is hit home run after home run. 4 consecutive games here at the Women's College World Series, and they have been monster bombs. Look at the distance. Home run number 3 out just to 250. Keep on adding it up. And all 4 of those home runs. And what do you have yourself? How about 1,010 feet? Just for perspective, the Chrysler Building's at 1,040 feet. So she's hit it as tall as the Chrysler Building here at the Women's College World Series.
Drop in the Chrysler Building.
That's awesome.
World Series.
Unless you're a pitcher. Good stuff.
First ever to do it. 4 straight games in the World Series. Are they going to walk her again? She's already been intentionally walked once. And no.
Yeah, I think with only 1 out, I don't think you walk the bases loaded in this situation.
It's different when there's a runner at first, and that's why it's so important for the runners ahead to get on first, not just on second base. That bag's open, then yeah, you walk her.
The home run, her 31st of the season. And that came in to hit her. And now the bases will be loaded for Texas.
Sam Lincoln coming from the left side. You can see that over the top rotation. This is actually just trying to get in underneath her hands, but it gets onto that back arm.
Martinez, a couple of hits, an RBI single back in the 4th. And Caitlin Terry will re-enter to pitch here. So the starter, who got knocked out in 2/3 of an inning in the first, is back on for Texas Tech.
Now this is Jerry Ball. He is not afraid to make changes. He usually has a very quick hook. And they can't afford to get down anymore with just 3 outs left.
Well, and this is now confidence in the offense. I think if he felt like this game was over, he'd leave Sam Lincoln in or putting Chloe Riasetto. But seeing what his offense is doing against Kavan, the adjustments they're making, 3 runs is not a lot.
reintroduce you to Terry, a first-team All-American this year. 24-2 with a sub-2 ERA on the season. So here's what has happened in the circle. Terry started, only saw 6 batters, then Kennedy threw to 6. Lincoln kept things close enough for them to stay in this one, and now Terry comes back on. And let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Ladies, I have noticed Caitlin Terry run out to the bullpen a couple of different times. She has stayed warm throughout the course of this game, and she thrives on these moments. She loves being on the field, whether she's in the outfield pitching or hitting. She loves to be out there, so she has stayed warm to be ready for this moment to come back in right now.
Thank you, Holly.
Yeah, a reminder, you know, she's in this lineup batting 6th. So not only staying warm in the bullpen, staying warm on the base paths in the batter's box. She can do it all.
Martinez skies that one out to center. Davis under it, makes the catch. The throw comes into third. They won't get Henry. A run scores on the sacrifice fly, and Martinez has driven in a pair tonight, protecting Katie Stewart.
But this is smart. This is attacking the first pitch coming at you, knowing that KT's been sitting a little bit, even though she's been warm just after those 5 warm-up pitches. Attack something that's right down the middle in the upper part of the zone.
This is what Texas has been doing, swinging early. First 3 pitches of almost all their at-bats, they're taking their hacks.
Here's Reese Atwood. Oh.
Such a great note. 74 career home runs, only 1 here at the World Series.
Yeah, that came on Monday.
A couple days ago.
And Jess, you mentioned this earlier. She's actually been taking a lot more pitches. We've seen her chase outside the zone. Starting to understand exactly what she's hunting.
Couple on board with 2 outs for Atwood. Lines to short. Tony gets down on it to end the inning. Texas tacks on another 4-run lead, 3 outs away from winning game 1. Last chance for Tech coming up.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The legend continues to grow for the Texas ace, Tegan Cavan. Can she add another win to her World Series resume? A 4-run lead, and she's 3 outs away from the victor in Game 1, best of 3 for the national championship. 6 innings of work, the 3 hits, has struck out 5, and we'll try and end it with the bottom of the order. In our rematch of last year's final, won by Texas 2-1, they took Game 1 in that series as well. It's Burns followed by Longy Quiroga. The pinch hitter has come up. And then Haley Toney would be in the hole.
How far off the plate Jasmine Burns is. And trying to get in on the hands, and another home run hitter, even though we're near the bottom of the order. If she can get extended, that's what she does.
Cavan still bringing it at 70 miles an hour. Now over 100 pitches on the night. And now 2-2.
Burns had been so good at not chasing those pitches out of the zone. That one off the plate. Fouls it off.
If Cavan and Texas win it, we're back here for Game 2 tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. In a must-win situation. Jerry Glasgow already kind of tipping his hat that we would see Kennedy in the circle tomorrow after a brief relief appearance tonight.
Everything points to her getting the start. Did not get the start in tonight's game. Caitlin Terry did. Nyjah did appear in that first inning.
What about Texas? Who do you go with?
Yeah.
Citlali Gutierrez had her best outing, maybe of her career, in the semis.
Against Tennessee, she was on point.
Or do you come right back with Cavan?
I come right back with Cavan, but I am a like, put your pedal to the metal, let's go. How
She's
good
thrown
she's
a bunch
looked.
back-to-back this year.
Yes.
But I have a feeling Mike White might give Sit a chance because of how good she looked on Monday.
Give her a chance, and if you get the lead, then you go to Cavan.
Kennedy beat the non-Cavan Longhorns in Game 2 last year, and then Tegan came back to win Game 3.
Citlali Gutierrez.
Another long at-bat. If nothing else, they are fouling off a lot of balls here and pushing that pitch count up.
9th pitch of the at-bat, and this is everything. You want to see her as many pitches as possible. Now over 20 for Jasmine Burns.
Missed the rise, but Atwood couldn't hold on. It's a foot race, and the throw down in time to get her.
That is huge for Atwood to go get that ball. That is a rise ball that she chases Burns out of the strike zone, off of the glove of the All-American catcher behind the dish. This is definitely a catchable ball, but it goes off of the webbing. But the key here is that Atwood knows it immediately, sprints out, and Katie Stewart, knowing that she can go to the orange bag to get that catch. That is a great strikeout for Cavan, Atwood, and Stewart
Another great example of this year having that double first base bag. A lot of times it's for everything in play, but a great example of it on the other side.
So Atwood will come out to talk with Cavan because they want an update on Longy Quiroga, who is the pinch hitter here. We talked to Atwood and some of the infielders yesterday. They love to just go out and tell Tegan, hey, trust your stuff, don't second guess yourself. And if you're gonna go at them with your best. Don't run away from their best.
Absolutely. And Cavan has done that. I mean, this is a home run hitting team for Texas Tech, and she's gone right at them in their power zone. Top of the strike zone.
0-1 to Longy, who's looking for her first hit of this World Series. She did have a home run in the Super Regionals.
She's 0 for 8 with 2 strikeouts.
Kavan looking for the 10th win of her World Series career.
All right, step out, step out.
A situation too, Michelle, where you want to go 1-2-3 here because Jerry Glasgow's move to put Mia Williams in the leadoff is to get her another at-bat in just this type of situation.
Absolutely. Do not want her up with anyone on base. Don't want her seeing you again.
Quiroga pops it up. Stewart coming for it, and she's got it. 2 down, and Texas 1 out away from winning game 1. Which would put them 1 win away from back-to-back national championships tomorrow. It's the number 9 hitter, Haley Toney, who was a .400 hitter for Tech in last year's World Series. Out to left, and the catch is made by Altmaier. And Tegan Kavan, spectacular again, leading the Longhorns to the 7-3 win in game 1.
So much poise for Tegan Kavan, in control. Gives up a home run in the first inning, but bounces right back.
How about the Texas bats giving her that support right out the gate? I mean, you saw both aces for Tech in that first inning, that 5-run first inning for Tech. Caitlin Terry starts, Nyjah Kennedy gets in. 2-run blast by Katie Stewart, but it was the entire lineup that produced for the Longhorns.
Kavan's 4th complete game and 4th win of this World Series. And that puts Texas on the brink of back-to-back national championships. Texas Tech will have to win games 2 and 3 to secure their first national title. Tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. And we go back to that first inning.
They set the tone. This is what Katie Stewart does. 4 consecutive games with a home run, and it matters. It gets on Texas Tech at the very beginning. 2-run shot to get the Horns on the board.
And let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, this is a really interesting start to this game. They get up, second batter hits a home run. How did you step to the plate and answer with your own?
Just remaining calm, like knowing there was still a lot of game left, and so I was taking it 1 pitch at a time. I saw my pitch, and I made sure not to miss it.
You told me that you've adjusted your stance a little bit. You're a little bit wider in your batting stance. 4 straight games, 4 straight home runs. How has that helped your swing?
It's really helped me make adjustments with each pitch, so I feel like it's allowed me to get on time with the hard and just allow me to adjust to different pitches, so I feel like it's really helped me a lot.
I know it's a series, but you have experience in this series from last year. What will your team do to really close it out tomorrow night?
Just make sure we not take them lightly. They're going to be back fighting harder than ever this next game, and so just coming out the gate ready to go, and so I feel like our team's ready to fight.
Coach talked about having an answer for innings, and you guys answered in that first inning. What is the talk like in the dugout to make sure the answer is the right one?
Yeah, just remaining in ourselves, staying center with our team, and knowing that we have the ability. Our bats have been hot lately, and so we are going to score back.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, well, Katie Stewart got the ball rolling for them in that first inning, but really production throughout, you guys. RBIs for Vivi Martinez in the 3 spot. Kaya Altmaier, Ashton Maloney down by the bottom of the order. So everybody had a hand in this one for Texas.
I love that we saw the short game and we saw the speed. I mean, Katie Stewart, 4 consecutive games with a home run, but who's on base? What allows her to get those pitches? It's the bottom of the order for Texas and Caden Henry at the top.
Yeah, and I love just the way that we saw the pitching today. It was just outstanding for Tegan Kavan. You know, she's so experienced in this environment, lets her offense help her out. But, you know, she didn't get all the strikeouts that you think she would get. She uses that defense, but just didn't hurt herself, and that was the key to be able to pick up the win.
Well, let's hear what she has to say about it. She's with Holly.
Tegan, a really good mental bounce back there after you give up a home run, the second batter of the game. What was the self-talk? How did you get back on track?
Yeah, I think I kind of talked about earlier in the Nebraska game that, like, it's probably not going to be a scoreless game. I'm probably going to give up a run here and there. And so to get it out early, I kind of just tell myself, like, okay, it's going to happen at some point. Like, let's get it over now. And so just kind of telling myself that.
But you know there's power throughout the course of their lineup. So how did you stay strong the rest of this game not to let them back in?
Yeah, I think just trying to mix up my pitches, mix up off speeds. Just keep them off balance. Anyone in their lineup can hit it hard and hit it out. And so just trying to go with what I'm confident with, but also what the scout says.
Over 100 pitches tonight. How fresh can you be to back-to-back games tomorrow night?
I'm ready for whatever's asked of me. I'm ready to go get the job done. And so job's not finished, and there's a lot of work to do. And so I'm ready to do whatever my team needs.
We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.
Thank you, Ollie.
All right, so game one goes to Texas, and now decisions on both sides. Sounds like Jerry Glasgow is ready to bring out Najee Kennedy from the start tomorrow. What's going through Mike White's mind now overnight?
Well, I think the biggest question is, does he start Lali Gutierrez? If he looks at what she did back on Monday against Tennessee, I think, yes, he definitely does. Tries to get Tegan Cavan a little bit of rest. And if Lali goes in and shuts him down for about 3 or 4 innings, the runs go up on the board, I think we would see Cavan.
All right, so game one goes to Texas, 1 win away from a championship. Tomorrow night, Texas Tech will try and force a game 3. We'll see you back here at Devon Park, 8 Eastern on ESPN. For Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, Holly Rowe, Karen Johns, our entire crew, I'm Beth Mullins. Thanks for being with us. We are back for more softball. Texas and Texas Tech, game 2 tomorrow night. Let's get you to SportsCenter with Madeline Burke and Phil Murphy.